What's up, YouTube? So there's a lot of videos out there of people making portable target stands. So today I'm going to show you my version of a target stand. A little bit more expensive to make, but I think it's well worth it. So we start out with a 10-foot section of Schedule 40 2-inch ABS plastic. We cut it into 4 16-inch pieces, 2 14-inch pieces, and 2 12-inch pieces. You should have about a 4-inch piece left over when you're done. Make sure you measure and cut each piece individually so you get them the right length. Don't just mark the 10-foot piece and then cut it, because it won't be right on. So anyway, start out with that, cut it nice and clean, and then we'll go from there. Okay, what you're also going to need are 4 2-inch 90s and 2 2-inch tees. First thing we're going to do is we're going to seat 2 of the 16-inch pieces of PVC into each end of the tee using the medium gray PVC cement. Make sure you get a rubber mallet and you whack those things in there pretty good to make sure they seat all the way into the tee. Okay, now that that's all done, we'll move on to the next phase. So a lot of people talk about when they're done with it, staking these things down so they don't blow over. I have another little trick that I use to stop them from blowing over, and that's to give them some ballast. Okay, what we're going to use for ballast in each side are a total of 6 of these 3/8 inch by 36-inch flat steel construction stakes. So we're going to use 3 stakes for each side. We're going to put them together, and then we're going to slide them into the tubes on each side to give it enough ballast not to blow over in the wind. I think it's much better than trying to stake them down or sandbag them down. It does make it a little bit heavier, but in the end I think it's cleaner and easier. So we stacked 3 stakes each on top of each other, using up all 6 of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape them together using this Gorilla duct tape. We're going to tape them together tight first of all, and then we're going to continue to put some tape on them so we can stop them from moving inside the PVC. Okay, I've got the first set taped together in 3 locations, a few inches in from the end and in the middle. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to wrap the ends, but each end of it, with the tape sticking off halfway off the end, so we can create a little ball of tape on the end. We want to do that so that in the event it slides at all inside the conduit, it's not going to crack through the end and break the end of the 90. Okay, so as you can see, we made some little like Q-tip ends on there that'll hold it in place. Also did it on the middle and on the other end. So you got to take some pieces of tape off slowly so it'll fit through the conduit. The 2 steel stake weights are done. Taped them all up, and I checked it with a small piece of conduit to make sure that they slide through the conduit. So next we're going to slide them into each side of the base of the target stand. Okay, the stakes are, I slid them inside the tubing. Add a little bit more tape on the ends and pounded it back and forth, and there's about 1 inch now of taped up end steel sticking out each end. So now we're going to glue the 90s on the end. You got to make sure you get these straight. So I line them up, put a black mark on the 90s and on the main PVC to make sure I get them lined up. Glue them and then whack them on with a hammer. Then I stick a little level on the top, the vertical hole, to make sure they're basically straight. So we'll mark them and put these on now. We have them test fit right now. Have a level on there, level them both. The floor's pretty flat, so I think it'll be okay. And then what we did was put a little line on each one of these to make sure that where we're going to line them up to when we pound them on and glue them. So we'll glue them on right now. And these are all glued on and set and straight. And now we'll put the end straight pieces in and then do the verticals. Okay, the end pieces are going to be the 2 14-inch pieces. So we're going to glue those up and whack those in with a mallet and get the base just about done. Got half of them set, glued into the 90s, and then pounded down into the 90s to get those all flush. And now we'll set the other side. You have to set at the same time, so you got to glue both of the other 90s and whack them on there with a mallet. And you got to do it pretty quick because the stuff sets up. So don't delay when you're putting this last piece on. The base is all done now. And when you're complete, the outside to outside measurement is about 19.5 inches. That's going to allow for about 18 inches outside to outside of the vertical wood that'll hold the target. The two 12-inch sections in now. I'm not going to glue those in. You can just pound them in or push them in. Store is easier and transport's easier, so I'm just going to push them in and not glue them. Okay. These vertical posts are 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Cut them 5 feet long. It says 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, but they're closer to 1.5 inches. And they slide right into the conduit nicely. And again, they're 5 foot length. Okay, so the vertical posts are in, and I temporarily just stapled up our cardboard backing. We can do that out on the range, so we'll just pull those staples out, break it down. I'm going to try these out tomorrow, see how they work. So I hope this was helpful. Again, a little bit different way of doing it, but again, I really hope it was helpful. And leave me a comment if you like them or you don't like them. We'll see how these work tomorrow out at the range. Again, thanks for watching.